Everyone, this is pustakverma, and today we are gonna deal with a chapter from grade 11 compulsory English new course. It's unit 1 education and humanity. Under this unit we will study a speech delivered by Malala Yousafzai. It's education first. Under this unit, we will study a chapter is education first by Malala Yousafzai. As we see the textbooks, we find a very famous proverb by Aristotle: "The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet." It means the process of gaining education is difficult, but its achievement is very fruitful or very sweet. We see three figures in our textbooks. The first one belongs to Narayan Gopal, who is the popular for Swar Samrat or Emperor of Voice. The second figure indicates about Stephen Hawking, who is very famous for black hole or Hawking's radiation. The third figure talks about this, deals with this is Malala Yousafzai, who is known for female education and human rights. Then about the author is about this Malala Yousafzai. Malala Yousafzai was born on 12th July 1997 in Swat districts of northwestern Pakistan. She is a Pakistani activist famous for female education and human rights, and she is the youngest Nobel Prize laureate. On 19th October 2012, while on a bus in Swat districts after taking exam, after completion of exam, she was returning. Yousafzai and two others girls were shot by a Pakistani Taliban gunman in an assassination attempt in retaliation for her activism and hit by a bullet. Yes, she was hit by a bullet by a Pakistani Taliban gunman in attempt to kill her, but she remained unconscious and critical condition at Rawalpindi Institute of Cardiology, but her condition later improved enough for her to be transferred to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham, UK, where she lives today. The Nobel Peace Prize 2040 she received for their struggle against the suppression of children and young people and for the rights of all the children's education. Then about the speech which she has delivered is Malala Yousafzai has delivered. She delivered this speech at United Nations Youth Assembly on 12th July 2013. In her speech, she at first thanks everyone for their support, care, love, prayers, whispered inspirations, and so on. She thanks all the people who have supported her through several ways. She says that she is one among thousands of people who have been killed by the terrorists and millions who have been injured. She is one of them who have been killed or even given tortured, injured by the terrorists. She speaks not for herself. In her speech, she says that she is not speaking for herself but also for all the girls and boys. She says that the Taliban shot her on the left side of her forehead on 19th October, 9th October through bullet to silence her. The Taliban shoot her to silence her, but they failed. She says that, but they failed, and her silence came up with thousands of voices. As she becomes well, she came up with thousands of voices along with her. She speaks for the rights of children, of every child, especially for the sons and daughters of all extremists as well, Taliban. She is not only talking about the common citizens and common children, boys and girls, also talking about the sons and daughters of those Taliban who have tried to kill her. She has learnt the compassion, sympathy from Muhammad, who was the prophet of mercy, the prophet of mercy, Jesus Christ, and the Lord Buddha, and she has inherited the legacy or tendency of change from Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who is Pakistan's first Governor General till his death, and the leader of all India Muslim Leagues until Pakistan's independence on 14th August 1947. She has also learned philosophy of non-violence from Gandhiji. Bacha Khan who was born in Pakistan but a close intimate friend of Mahatma Gandhi and an independent activist in colonial India, and Mother Teresa. Thus, it indicates that she has learned so many things from the great people of the world. She supports the saying that pen is mightier than the word. Sword is pen is mightier than the sword. That means तरवार भन्दा कलम बलियो हुन्छ भन्ने स्टेटमेन्टलाई सी supports, mentioning that the extremists are afraid of the books. They are is afraid of the books. तिनीहरू बुकसँग डराउँछन् and pens. Therefore, is they killed innocent medical students and female teachers and others, blasting the schools every day. She mentions that Pakistan is a peace-loving country. According to her, Pakistan is a peace-loving country, and Islam is also a religion of peace, humanity, and brotherhood. But most of the people do not think so. So she, through this line, she mentions that Pakistan is a peace-loving country and Islam is a religion of peace, humanity, and brotherhood, which states not only each child should get education, but it is their duty and responsibility to obtain the education. She mainly stresses on the women's rights and girls' education because they are suffering the most in comparison to the boys. She requests the world leaders to protect women and children's rights and the government to ensure free compulsory educations for every child all over the world. She encourages all the women and sisters to work with full potentials to change the world. And finally, she gives a very clear message. She initiates a global struggle against illiteracy, poverty, and terrorism. She wants to eradicate this illiteracy, poverty, and terrorism from the world through the most powerful weapons. She regards books and pens as the most powerful weapons to change the words. These are the solutions to the words. Then, exercise ways with words. In A, find the words from the text which means the following. A, the messenger or representative, especially one on a diplomatic mission. The answer is envoy, is dut. The state or quality of being worthy or of honor or respect. The answer is honorable. C. Harm done to someone in response to harm. एउटालाई हानि गर्नु अर्कोको हानिको सट्टामा. That is revenge. That means बदला. Yes. And fourth, a person who holds extreme view in political and religious matter. He is extremist or ativadi. Yes. E. Sympathetic pity concerns for the sufferings or misfortune of others. That means compassion or sahanubhuti, sympathy. This then F, question F, a person who is believed to speak for the God, prophet is, and the study of nature, of knowledge, reality, and existence, to what we call philosophy, darshan shastra is, and the use of physical force to injure, abuse, or damage or destroy, and that is violence, hinsa is, an unreasonable dislike of particular group of people or things, that means prejudice, purvagraha, पहिलेदेखि predetermined concept. Then match the words on the left with their opposite meanings to the right. So the first one is honor. Honor means सम्मान, and then the opposite is disgrace भनेको अपमान भइहाल्यो. Yes. Innocent भनेको निर्दोष, and innocent को in this side guilty. This innocent with guilty. Honor is disgrace. Brutality भनेको क्रूरता. Yes. Brutality refers to kindness, दयालुता. Forgiveness क्षमा गर्नु is punishment, सजाय दिनु. And this last, illiteracy to literacy. Then about the questions and answer. Question A, why did the speaker receive thousands of good wishes, cards, and gifts from all over the world? The answer is, the speaker received thousands of good wishes, cards, and the gifts from all over the world for her fast recovery and a new life. Question A, according to the speaker, what are the hundreds of human rights activists and social workers struggling for? स्पिकर अनुसार 100 अफ ह्युमन राइट्स र सोशल एक्टिभिस्टहरू के को लागि सङ्घर्ष गरिरहेका छन्? द एन्सर इज according to the speaker 100 of human rights activists and social workers are struggling for human rights goals of education, peace and equality. Question number C. What has she learned from the Gandhi? गान्धीबाट उनले के सिकेकी छिन्? She has learned the philosophy of non-violence from the Gandhi. Non-violence भनेको अहिंसाको फिलोसफी उनले सिकेकी छिन्. Then question D. In what sense is peace necessary for the education? Peace के को लागि अथवा education को लागि किन आवश्यक छ? We know very well that when there is peace, education flourishes and war and conflict stop the children to go to their school. Thus, peace is essential for the education. Question number E. According to the speaker, what are the main problems faced by both men and women? So the answer is this. The main problem both the men and women faces are poverty भनेको गरिबी, इन्जस्टिस, अन्याय, रेसिजम, जातिवाद, deprivation, उन्मुक्ता of basic rights. These are the basic problems that the men and women mostly face. F. What is Malala calling upon the government? Governmentहरूलाई के भनिरहेकी छिन्? She is calling upon all the government to ensure free education for the every child all over the world. Then the question G. What is the main message of this speech? यो speech को main message के हो त? The main message of this speech is education is only the solutions to change the world. Pens and books are the most powerful weapons to change the world. Then question A, critical thinking. All the children have right to quality education. And how can we ensure this right to every child? Discuss the role of government and the parents to make sure that every child attend school. So the answer is all children have right to quality education. We can ensure this right in every child to every child in the following ways. The first, we should call upon the world leaders to change their strategies and policies in favor of peace and prosperity and talk for the freedom and rights of the children. We should call upon all the communities to be tolerant and reject all the prejudices existed in the society. Yes, and third one, we should launch awareness program to ensure everyone about the significance of education. Then is the government and the parents can play following roles. यस्तो खालको रोल खेलेर तिनीहरूले पनि के गर्न सक्छन्? Ensure गर्न सक्छन् that every child should get the education or go to school. The government must ensure the rights to children mentioned in Article 39, right to equality in Article 18, right to education in Article 31, and part 3 of the Constitution of Nepal. That means the rights mentioned in the Constitution of Nepal 2072, the fundamental rights should be provided to them. The government should fight against the terrorism. आतंकवादको अगेन्स्टमा फाइट गर्नुपर्छ and violence to protect children from the brutality and harm. Every parents must send their children to the school, rejecting discrimination between the sons and daughters. The parents also should consider son and daughter as equal. And everyone should get united for the cause of education and weapons for of the knowledge to change the world into a peaceful and secure future. Then about question B, do you think there is still discrimination between the sons and daughters in terms of providing education in our countries? के तिम्रो विचारमा अहिले पनि भेदभाव छ छोरा र छोरीमा in case of providing education? What strategies do you suggest to overcome such discrimination against the girl? के रणनीतिहरू तिमीले के गर्छौ सुझाव दिन्छौ? Obviously, निश्चय नै there still exists discrimination between son and daughter in terms of providing education in our country, though some of the people are beyond it. धेरै जसो मान्छेहरू यसभन्दा बाहिर पनि छन्. Following strategies can be suggested to overcome such existed discrimination against the girl. I think the government must ensure right to equality, right to women, right to justice, right against untouchability, discrimination, and so on to every girls and women by enacting strict policies so that they can get the equal opportunities. NGOs, local government organizations should launch awareness programs showing the great contribution of women such as Pasang Lamu Sherpa, Sita Brikuti, Rajendra Lakshmi, Jhamak Gimre, and many more. यिनीहरूको के गर्ने त? They should show the contribution of these things, and these is female as activists should be included into the course textbooks as well. who have made for the nation and helping people in eradicating discrimination between the sons and daughters from the society for better future. Then there is a very famous proverbs is, if your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant a tree. If your plan is for 100 years, educate children. It is a very famous proverb of the very famous scholars, Chinese scholars Confucius. The question also belongs to same as proverb. The Chinese philosopher Confucius said, if your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. If your plan is for 100 years, educate children. What is the meaning of this saying? Elaborate this with example. Here is, if your plan is for short, only 1 year, you can plant the rice because rice can be produced within 1 year. एक वर्षमा यसको के हुन्छ outcome result can be obtained. But if your plan is for is 10 years, 10 वर्षमा तिमीले के चाहन्छौ, if you need a result or outcome, you have to plant a tree because the trees can be completely grown within the 10 years. But your plan is for 100 years, 100 years. If you want to do something for the 100 years, and you can educate people because the result or outcome of education is delay, but it is fruitful. So the same saying we can explain in the given way. This is something I wholeheartedly agree with. I think it's a beautiful sentiment. The quote of Confucius means that the best investment for the 1 year is to grow grains, the best investment for the 10 years is to grow trees, and the best investment for the lifetime is educate people. What we gain from 1 year is growth will be grains. What we gain from 10 years growth will be the trees, and what we gain from the 100 years growth will be the people. The spirit of the quote is that it takes time to educate people and to turn them into productive members of the society. It is not a task like growing crops where you will see benefits in 1 or 10 years, but it is the worthwhile effort that one society should invest for the better future of the humans. In a nutshell, भनेको छोटकरीमा, in short, the gist of the quote is that outcome of the investment in the education is slower or later than the previous one, but the fruit is sweet and the best for the whole humanity and human beings. Then question B is under the writing. Education empowers a person. Elaborate this statement giving examples of your personal experience. And this is the very famous proverb lines of the Nelson Mandela, who says this: education is the most powerful weapons change which can which you can use to change the world. It is a tool that empower people with knowledge, skills, values. They need to build a better world with the belief that quality education can help to reduce poverty and inequality. It is quality education which removes or even poverty and inequality from the community. And education is a basic human right similar to food, shelters, and that is vital to providing human dignity. Education to most represents the idea of going to school and learning about the different subjects. However, it could be argued that the meaning of education is beyond just going to school. As the statement suggests, educational learning can impact many more things. Education gives a child a confidence, provides us tools. It provides confidence, tools he or she needs to climb the social ladders, find opportunities, and suit it to their talents. Learning has no age limit. It promotes through the thoughts, and though it's several community development projects and adult literacy programs. In the eyes of the society, education means development. Educated individuals have the power to not only change their own future but also with the knowledge and skills they can elevate the society as a whole by impacting economic growth. To wrap up, to sum up, education has the power to empower all, and the right type of education can make people more self-reliant, bridge socio-economic disparity, boost the economic and social development, and foster peace. Then is see the using dictionary or dictionary entry. See the given is paragraph where the word is presented in the dictionaries. These two words are given. One is humanity and another is humanize. As we see, we find several definitions of humanity. First one is people in general. And second one is the state of being a person rather than God. And third one is the quality of being kind to the people. And the fourth one is here is humanities. Then the second word is mentioned in the dictionary is humanize. Its British spelling ISE, humanize. This is the pronunciation of the humanize. And after reading this passage is we have to solve the questions given below. Is the question A is first, what is the head word in the first entry? The answer is humanity. Question second, how many meanings of word humanities are given? There are four meanings of humanities are given. Is what do the abbreviations like U, OPP, PL and STS stand for? So yes, U stands for uncountable, OPP stands for opposite, and PL stands for plural, and STH stands for something. What is the British English spelling of humanize? So the British English spelling of humanize contains SE instead of Z. How is the word humanize pronounced? The answer is here is the humanize is pronounced in a such a way. The pronunciation of humanize is mentioned here. If you say every person should have sense of humanity, which meaning of humanity is applied? Definition 3. Then about the alphabetical order. So arrange the following words in the alphabetical order. First we see these words is advance, analysis, amuse, assure, allergy, attain, aid, anxiety, acute and agreement. See the words one by one. First see the first letter. All words contains letter A. Then see the second letter, we find here C. This first one has D, second one N, then M, and is S. In a such a way we go one by one and we find after A C, and so it becomes 1. This becomes first. As we acute comes in 1. Then we see one by one again all the letters. This we find here D, and after C there comes D, so it becomes second, advance. In the same way this third one is agreement, fourth one is S, this is fourth one is aid, and in the same way we can is solve these questions as well. So practice these 1 and 2. This is alphabetical order. It's too easy as well. Then about the word class are parts of speech. So the term word class refers to the categories of words similar to form and functions. The word classes are noun, verb, adverb, adjectives, pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections. And here the definition: things are person, action or state, describes a verb and describes a noun, replaces a noun, links a noun to another, joins clauses, sentences, short exclamation. Then the example is also given is pen, cats, walks, notebooks are noun, get, come, out, otherwise caught. These are the verbs. Silently, badly, really adverb. Small, big, good, adjective. I, you, he, she, it. This one pronoun. At, in, of. This is preposition. But, and, while, when. Conjunctions and interjection. Oh, hi, out. These are the interjection. So after this, here we have to see a passage is given and we have to see especially the underlined words like government, temporarily, and affected is, and this immediate, the, and is, and. So these are the underlined words. After reading this passage, our task is to is find out whether which word or class they belong to. The first one, government, belongs to noun. It's given in the text as well. Second one, temporarily, belongs to adverb. Affected belongs to verb, and belongs to conjunctions. In belongs to preposition. Immediately to adjectives, and the to determiner. In the same way, there are some questions mentioned in our text. We have to solve them. In question number B, the sentence is given: the man who is wearing glass is my uncle's friend. So here the underline word is who belongs to conjunction as it joins two sentences. Wearing is the verb, is this is the action verb, is main verb, and this is my is pronoun. My is pronoun. Then in question number B, round is prepositions. is a determiner. And then question C, alas is interjection. Is verb. And then question number D, Hari works very hard. This hard is adjectives. But refers to conjunctions. Wife refers to noun. And very refers to verb. In the same way, this question E, I have never been to Japan. Never refers to adverbs. To refers to prepositions. After that is there comes the speaking portions, and it's not so necessary for this is text as though we have to see as here. Exponent of speaking, good wishes. As we are expressing good wishes, we can use these exponents. I wish you success. I hope that everything goes okay with you. All the best. I hope everything goes well. I would like to wish you every success. With best wishes. Good wishes on a special occasions like happy birthday, happy Christmas, happy New Year, happy Dasai. In the same way as someone wishes us good wishes, we have to respond in a such a way. Thank you very much. In a otherwise, thanks, Dex. In a such a way. Then in our text there is this contracted form, and we have to know here is that how the contracted forms are used. Apostrophe s am s, apostrophe s is, has, apostrophe re are, apostrophe ves, then have, apostrophe ll will, and apostrophe d had would is. If after apostrophe d there is verb 3, it is had. After apostrophe d this is verb 1, then it becomes would. So I am, it is pronounced as am. Yes, he is, it is pronounced as his. And in separate, I am, he is. Notice contracted form of verbs are common in spoken English, but in written English it is informal to write contracted form. So better to write is complete form, complete statement, complete sentence, complete words in the written form. The assignment is that practice in the same way as make 2 sentences of each contracted form given here. So okay, this is much for about this chapter is education and humanity. Regarding this chapter, if you have any queries, mention below in the comment sections. If you find this video helpful and interesting, like it, share it, subscribe it, and click on the bell icons to get notification of upcoming videos. Thank you everybody. Goodbye. Have a good day.